Another handoff here to Williams. He bursts through the hole on the right, cuts it back at the 20. It's a race to the 10, all the way into the end zone. 38 yards. Fifth rushing touchdown for the Cougs. The start of Pac-12 play isn't through the air. It's on the ground. 43-20.
51-33, Washington State gets the win over the Ducks. What a game, a blowout in the second half. We're going to get a chance, a little new wrinkle here. We're going to get a chance to look at the coach's film. Guess who's going to throw on the coach's hat from the analyst booth back inside to the coach's film room, and we're pretty excited about this. We get to break down the 22 film. We get a look at to see what the coaches look at after the games.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at 22 referring to 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense. You get the sideline copy, the end zone copy, so you can see certain things in there that you normally don't see. And it's a unique look. It's a fun look. And I'm excited to do it because I get to put that coaching hat back on like you mentioned.
We're here in the Hall of Fame floor right now. We're going to head up to the film room in just a moment. But 51-33, the ground game, back-to-back 200-yard games. Luke Falk played a really good game, and we'll look at some of the film and some of the non-throwing things that he did well. Hercules Matafa, 3.5 tackles for loss, forced the safety, a sack, 2 QB hurries. I mean, he's played phenomenal football last night against the Ducks.
Yeah, he really did, and everybody was wondering where he was at, where our pass rush was at the first 3 games. Well, the thing was those first 3 games, the offenses were very, very quick on releasing the football. So if you look at the time of how long it took for the snap to a QB throw, it was at 1.5 to 2 seconds. It's hard to rush a quarterback there. You mentioned him. Luke Falk, what a great job he has done developing as a quarterback week by week. Coach Leach referred to him after the game, talking about he thinks this is one of his best games as a Cougar so far. He's developing, in my mind, tremendously as a quarterback, running that offense, not just calling or throwing the ball through the air, but calling those called run plays. He has so much control at the line of scrimmage. And then him developing himself, being a threat as a runner too, really putting another dimension to this air raid offense.
Now, I know Mike Leach doesn't use this stat as something to focus on, but it's got to be symptomatic of something when you double up the other team in time of possession, especially if you're not trying to win time of possession. It was 40 minutes approximately to 20 minutes. Cougs had the ball for 20 more minutes than the Ducks did. You know, you mentioned this on the broadcast. 6 of the Duck points were on a Charles Nelson kickoff return. And other than that, Washington State's Alex Grinch defense kept the ball away from the Ducks. The Cougs had it the whole time.
Keeping the opponents in the 20s again. You really look at this 3-game sample, and you're sitting there going, our defense is starting to figure it out. Very similar to last year. Started off a little shaky, and then got better and better and better as each week went on. And that's one thing that you're starting to see from this team. Tackles for loss, turnovers, quarterback hurries, sacks. That's all what they want to pursue as a defense, and you're really starting to see it, and it's showcased.
You picked 6 plays out of this game. Hard to pick just 6, but let's go take a look at it. Let's go to the film room. All right, so this is the first offensive play of the game.
Yes.
Set the tone, huh? Right away.
Set the tone early. The one thing that you'll see in this, and I'm going to freeze it real quick, we talk a lot about on the radio and even off the broadcast about a run favorable box, meaning that we count the box of how many guys are up for the offensive lineman to block. And if it is not a run favorable box, then Luke Falk will check to a pass. Well, right out the gate, Luke Falk sees 6 guys in the box, and we have 5 linemen. So we have 1 less guy to block him. So now usually they'll go with a pass. But this game they said, you know what? We're going to go and keep with the run. And so as they keep with the run, you're going to see on the outside, River Craycraft come in and let a huge block and help his offensive lineman out. He's right here on the outside in that slot position. You see him come in and seal the outside as he goes to block him here. Great combo block there, creating that seam for Wicks on the outside. And right out the gate, Washington State comes out there and says, we're going to run the ball, we're here to play, and you better be ready for it.
Let's see the River block again. Look at him double team this guy. Right. Oh, look at that right there.
It's a great job, and you'll see it from the end zone copy as we keep going here. But one of those play-setting tones that you come out here and you say, and establish this right away. And this is not traditional Washington State. This is usually something to where we're going to see a quick pass. But now, for whatever reason, Luke Falk said, you know what, I'm going to stick with this play. We're going to stick with our rhythm. We're going to stick with this play. And that play goes and produces in a big way. And it continued to produce the entire game. So here's one of the other things. Now, as the offense went down. This is the first score of the game. But we saw this throughout the night. We saw Washington State come out there, and they lined up in a bunch of weird formations to start off.
Yeah.
And then, so right now you have Tavares Martin under center, and you have Luke Falk as a running back. You have Gabe Marks here setting as a tight end H-back.
Defense is like, this doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what they did is they let these guys have some fun. So maybe it's just a word, explode to trips right, explode to double slot left. Whatever the formation may be, they have that term in front of it, explode, and it gives them freedom to line up wherever they want to line up. And then they go and they get to their formation. So what it does, number one, is it puts the defense on their heels. It makes them, as you start to see these guys motion out, explode out from their formation, go to a regular 2x2, and we've seen this all the time. But instead of just going out there lined up, now they're communicating who's got who, where are we going, what's going to happen, I have man, you have man, and it creates a touchdown on this play, and I'm going to show you why. So down here, they ended up playing man-to-man, okay, with River Craycraft and Gabe Marks. So now as they go and they play this, as you play to play through, you're going to see Gabe Marks down here. He's going to run across the formation. Okay, now as he's running across the formation, because of all that stuff earlier, communication, what's going on, he now thinks that he wants this guy right here, this middle linebacker, to bump across and take Gabe Marks. But he is not getting that. So now Gabe Marks takes advantage of it. Luke Falk sees it. Very easy walking touchdown. You're going to see him right here, turn around, talk to his buddies. What's going on? We're supposed to combo. Where were you at? I need your help. And so that's one of the things that a little thing like that shows up big on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Gives the defense less time to
adjust, react to what's going on. And you'll see his eyes, his middle linebacker's eyes, see him coming across and not pick him up. Whoops. And just a really nice job. So now one of the other things that we saw yesterday defensively, our defense did a great job last night. And one of the things that we saw Shalom Luwani in place of Parker Henry in that nickel position. So Shalom Luwani, one of his greatest characteristics is he triggers very quickly. And when I say trigger, I mean he goes and he identifies the run and he goes after that running back right away.
So you're saying once he figures out, determines what the play is,
yes,
he takes action.
Yes. And so right here, we're going to show him. I'm going to highlight him down here. He is that nickel spot, outside linebacker spot. Usually we're used to seeing him play in that safety spot. Now he's over here where we usually see Parker Henry. So he's right here, okay? As he sees this play develop, he triggers right now. The guy that's supposed to block him is this receiver. There's no way they're blocking him on that.
He ran toward the ball before the handoff. I mean, he recognized it.
He recognized it right away. He shoots up, shoots the gap, tackle for loss in the backfield. Hercules beats his guy on the inside. Two guys meeting him in the party in the backfield, and a great tackle for loss. Again, just it doesn't matter how good your running back is. Freeman's a pretty good running back, and we saw that last night as well too. But because of these guys and what they're doing, his trigger is so quick, he's not able to get blocked. But I want you to understand this, okay? His responsibility is contained. So if he goes too far inside, and running back from Oregon, Freeman, he can now get outside and go and lose his responsibility, and it's a big play. So as he triggers, watch as he triggers. He triggers on the inside, and then he straightens back up to make sure that he's not going to get out-leveraged. That's a really good job from Shalom Luwani. Get inside, trigger back outside, and keep your contain. Boys help out in the backfield. Great play in the backfield.
If you're a defender and you diagnose it that early, and you can accurately determine that early what the play is, you can take a risk that's mitigated with your knowledge of their offense and make a play like that, right? I remember you telling me something about some of the great NFL guys. That was the difference.
So one thing I want to identify here is Luke Falk and his development. So as he goes back to throw this ball, he recognizes that the defense is very, very soft. They're in a very pass-oriented defense, and they're doubling his outside guy right away. So he sees that. He sees his next progression on his read here, the running back coming out here, and he goes, you know what? Nobody's accounting for me. I can go. Usually he would have gone like this. He would have gone 1 to 2 or 1 to 2 and work his way back across here. But he didn't even wait for that. He recognized he can get a lot of yards right now with his legs, and that is a killer for the defense. Is he known as a dual threat quarterback? Not even close. But for him to be able to do something like this, get 10 yards and get out of bounds and be safe. We saw him do another run later in the game where he slid, got some positive yards, and slid and got down. Clay McGuire, offensive line coach, loves that. Defensive coordinators hate that. And he is now figuring out even quicker in his brain to where if I can do that, I'm going to make a difference. And now a defense has to account for him. Do they leave an extra guy in the box? Do they go and spy him on the backside to where we can't just sit back and go for a pass because he can make such a big difference?
Pretty good athlete. I mean, he looked comfortable doing it. It was just a jog for about 10 yards.
And to be honest with you, all it is a mentality. It's a thought process. It's a mindset of, okay, look, I can make a difference with my legs as well too, and not just my arm. Flipping it now back over to the defense. One of the guys that we talked about all night long, Hercules Matafa. He was a man amongst boys last night.
And this was a really important play. You know, two missed opportunities close to the goal line, right? You've got a missed field goal or a blocked field goal, and then a fourth down conversion that was unsuccessful just a few yards away.
Yes.
Momentum had kind of shifted a little bit. It was 28-14 at the half, and this was just a huge play in the game.
It was a great play in the game, and like you said, I think it really turned the tables back in Washington State's favor, and great individual effort. End of the day, great individual effort. Hercules Matafa on the inside here just beats his guy one-on-one, gets the sack in the backfield, creates the safety. He tries to throw the ball away, but the knee is down. You'll see it on this end zone here. So Hercules and this inside shade. So now he's going to go up one-on-one with the offensive lineman. Guard sets for him. Head goes down. Hercules so quick with his hands.
Look how fast he is.
So he just makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
He just a nice little swim move right there, inside arm. And the thing you miss in this is this guy across from him, this guard.
Yeah.
He's strong.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
No. Watch how just the push of his left hand right here, just push of his left hand to get his shoulder in.
Pull him down.
Pull him down, get the arm over, and he's right by him. Knees down, safety in the backfield. Going back to the offense. 280 yards. We talked about it setting the tone early on the first play of the game. And now we finish it off and we cap it off. And how great was it to see just run the ball.
Yeah.
Just run the ball and they couldn't stop us.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter what the run box was at all. They said, you know what? Offensive line, you take care of them. Guess what, running backs? We'll take care of them.
Yeah.
And we go and we see it all come together on this one play. You didn't even say anything.
Just look
you
at
just look at it, how great
gone.
it was. But let's watch it again. And James Williams doing such a nice job. We've seen him, all the running backs played so great. The offensive lineman, everybody picks up their hat, and then he takes care of the safety by himself, and we'll see it from the end zone copy that's even better.
You can see him accelerate when he hits the line. It gets just a couple steps faster, and you can see he's got room, and he might be gone.
Yes, and so here he is in the backfield. Just watch. I'm going to play in a slow motion for us so we can see it go through. Great combo block here to linebacker. Seal it. There's the seam, and now here's the one-on-one. So the one-on-one, all of a sudden, he needs to take care of that guy. Breaks his ankles. Boom. He does, and then off to the races.
4 ducks, and he outruns them all.
Full speed one more time just to see the full effect of it. What a great play, great finish, and then the exuberance of all these guys.
Now the next game's coming up on Saturday, another night game, 7:30 kick against Stanford. Jamal Morrow, James Williams, Gerard Wicks. You just saw the 38-yard touchdown run from James Williams, each of them with double-digit carries. Morrow, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. Williams, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gerard Wicks, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. 6 rushing touchdowns. Real quick preview. I know you haven't watched Stanford film yet. We just got done recapping the Duck film, but Cardinal just got blown out in Seattle by the Huskies in Palo Alto. What do you think?
Yeah, they haven't been showing the stability and the strength that they've traditionally had at Stanford. Not being able to run the ball like they wanted to. Even you go back to that UCLA game as well too. And so that's one of the things where I don't know if they have their quarterback in place where they really are comfortable with him and they can do a lot of things that they want to do. They're also hurt by that injury bug right now. A couple of their key players offensively and defensively are out. Who knows if they're going to be back this week or not. But I think this is a game. We saw them last year here, a field goal away from beating them, a Rose Bowl team that went out there and showcased a great deal last year. And I think that we match up pretty well. And our defensive line dominated against Oregon. Offensive line dominated against Oregon. That's going to be a big, big key in this game. those guys up front because of how good Stanford is up front on both sides of the ball. And if we can dominate again or just have a stalemate up there, it's going to give our skill guys great chance to win this ball game.
It was really a classic, frankly, last year. It was as tight as they get, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're on at 5:30. It'll be Alex Brink with Derek Dice and Bob Robertson, of course, and then you and I and Jessamine will get rolling toward kickoff. 7:30 kick, 5:30 airtime. We will be live with Mike Leach from Zeppos this Thursday. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, good work, great win. Come ready to win tomorrow. Hey, get a taste on 3. 1, 2, 3. Get a taste!